Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. If you want to know how to get back your ex-girlfriend and boyfriend, click the link below.
Girlfriend cheated on me. Alright, just as a heads up, I've never posted on here before and I truly just had to get this off my chest as it's absolutely killing me inside. As some background, I've been in a relationship with this girl since I was 15, in high school, and that continued on in college until just a few days ago. As more background, she had horribly abusive parents, both mentally and physically. Throughout high school, I found myself constantly helping her through times when she thought she couldn't survive. I would pick her up from her house with her parents banging on my car window, but I simply just knew right from wrong, and got her out of there. When you see how dramatized the person you love is, and actually see some marks on their body, it changes you. When she finally turned 18, after an awful fight with her parents, she called the police, not the first time, and when they got there, they brought her to a hospital in an ambulance, as they thought she was unstable and believed the parents' side of the story. Even though I have all the hate for her now, she never deserved what she went through, and I cannot fucking imagine the thought process of the parents raising any of their children. When she was at the hospital, she called me, and since she was now a legal adult, I told her to come live with me, obviously with my parents' approval. I gave her a home, a place to go whenever she needed comfort, and my family. Throughout living at my house, all I tried to do was to make her feel safe, as I knew how bad the past years in that house had been. When the summer ended and we finally went to college, I commute and she lives at the school, and that's when things turned horribly. We had our ups and downs communicating with one another, but I just found myself hardly ever seeing her. We ended up taking a break, and when we got together things seemed great again. It turns out a month later from said break, I found out she cheated on me with one of the guys who I actually met at the school and who genuinely told me I could trust him. This kid is tiny in comparison to me, and I wanted more than anything to beat him into the ground. I now realize my scholarship is far more important than a bum. Anyways, after the break I had faith that I found the same girl I fell in love with back in high school, the girl who I wanted for the rest of my life. A few weeks later, after going through her memories and seeing plenty of shit I didn't like, after asking if she cheated on me, she bawled her eyes out and I was fucking speechless. Throughout our relationship, we spoke about how ruthless cheating is and how both of us were completely incapable of fucking somebody that we don't love. I was in absolute disbelief. After everything I did for her and what we had been through together, my body was literally in shock. I couldn't stop shaking and I couldn't even look at her. I felt and still feel the worst betrayal I thought was possible. We may have been together for only 3.5 years, but we spent every day together. I thought she was the one. Currently, I told her I cannot speak nor see her for a few weeks. She was hysterically crying, and that's honestly the worst part. I could tell she regretted what she did and it was a one-time mistake. The fact is, my mind is fucked from what she did. I gave her a new fucking life, and she cheats on me in return, never mind with someone I thought I could trust. My mind this past week has been the worst I could have imagined, and I don't know what to do. For a fact I can't get back together with her. I was used. But I am frightened of never finding that kind of love again, and the same bullshit happening when you give your all to a person and get nothing in return. I don't know what I could have done wrong or differently. I just feel like shit and a fool. If anyone managed to read this in its entirety, IRLY do thank you, and any kind of advice would be more than appreciated. I pray the future is bright. Here are the best comments, advices that I gathered for this wonderful story. Paragraphs, my man. Look up White Knight Syndrome. This one was doomed from the start. Best to cut all ties and move on. Instead of being the one to help her, she's brought you down with her trauma. It can't work. Cut all ties and move on. When you fall off a horse, it's a good idea to get back in the saddle. In this case, a saddle on a different horse. It's time to move on and focus on yourself. If she tries to get back together with you, don't do it. You'll never regret leaving. But you will regret the time and energy you spend trying to force a broken relationship to work again. Life is too short to put up with this kind of at $%. Look, she has major issues she need to sort through with a professional, to undo all those years of mental, emotional and physical abuse. Until she does and learns to love herself, she can never truly love you or anyone the way they deserve. As she will always fall for anyone who is kind to her. Use this as a difficult life's lesson and move forward with your life. Find your purpose and do not let anything distract you from your goals or waste your time. The brightness of your future is totally up to you. You will find that high-quality women will be attracted to a man that has his act together. Be that man and be watchful for the warning signs so you can avoid damaging women in your future. She is damaged at the get-go. She will cling to anyone who will show her kindness and attention. You did your job of helping her out of her situation, now she has to do the heavy lifting to fix herself. You, on the other hand, have been bogged down by her issues. At 18, you should not be responsible for another person. You should be enjoying yourself. You have a great future ahead of you. It's better now than when you were already married. Then it will even be more costly. Psychologically speaking, what happened there would have happened to you sooner or later either way, because your problem was and is that you never were an option for her that she could choose. She was with you because she had no other choice. See, when she lived with her parents and then was sent to hospital, she had no one else but you, so she stayed with you, but not because she wanted to be with you. She did that because she was at a better place this way. That doesn't say anything about you. I am sure that she really liked you and was grateful for the chance you gave her, but in the end, she had no other choice. You wanted to be the knight in shining armor while she just needed a place that was not her parents' place. For you, she was your girlfriend, but for her, you were the place where she could stay. Like I said, that wasn't with any ill intention from her, but she also had no other choice. She left an abusive home and then went to a place where she was dependent on you. She had to shower you with love and attention just to make sure that you wouldn't abandon her. Then you moved out and things went downhill, though things went downhill only for you, not for her. She found herself for the first time in a situation where she wasn't surrounded by abusive people and also not with someone she was dependent on. She felt a freedom she hasn't felt before and felt like she could choose for the first time. So she did that. She had options and tested them out, which led to her finally cheating on you. Yes, what she did was wrong, and she knows that because she also had the option to properly break up with you and then to test out her options, but in her mind she still needed you as her safety net, the one that would catch her if she falls. Your ex would have needed intense therapy after she got out of her parents' home, and she probably also needs that now. For you, I would advise you to tell her to get therapy and to find help, but also to reduce the time you spend with her. Your ex needs to learn to live on her own and to be responsible for the decisions she makes. I wish you all the best on your way forward. If she's really sorry, you have to forgive her. Especially if she knew the guy beforehand. Guys can be so manipulative, and it sounds like she's been vulnerable for a long time. If she vows to never speak to him again and stuff, just break up with her if she ever cheats again. If you took a break, then you were not seeing her at the time. And college is a time to grow as a person. If it was one time, and during that time frame, and she regrets it and it has not continued, I suggest you talking to her and listening to her. If she has continued to talk to him, or was while you were together, move on. FYI, I am older and have dealt with cheating several times. I don't defend the cheater. But I have matured enough over it to see the big picture without emotion clouding it some. GL. Hope for the best either way. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.